Hello and welcome to part 24 of my Chrono Trigger playthrough. Today's video is going to be a little longer than normal because there's really no good place to cut this section down properly. And we'll get right into the action here in a second. Any second now. There we go. Alright. Now I did get the Magitab from the elevator, because I did do a little bit of off-camera grinding since I had that spot open. Now, the place coming up, we finally come face to face with Lavos for the first time. In this playthrough of a new game, there's no way to beat him. This is basically a death sentence. And that nice little red dagger became Nejmune. And here is the big boss we've been hunting the entire time. Unfortunately, we don't have the equipment to face him, because this battle is really reliant on your equipment. But if you can beat him at this point in time, it will open up the ending developer's room. And there's only two chances to get that. Right here, or going clear back to the beginning when you first come back from the year 600 with Meryl. And you gotta fight him with just Chrono and Meryl. At least you got a healer. Now, fighting him here, I believe she comes out and does that when you get to a certain point, so it'll be like fighting the T-Rex and Azil. But it's been quite a few years since I've played this game. And New Game Plus and went for that. So we just let the story play out. And there's really nothing else you can do except walk right up to it. And we'll get a very nice added cinematic of the death of Chrono. But if you look very carefully, as he's fading away, just before he starts to fade away, you can kind of see the imprint of hands. something I never noticed playing this game originally. It's not in the cartoon. It's added though. And they did a very nice job adding this. So, this is what happened to all the pendants' power. It was used to save their lives. And that's why we had to come back here to recharge it. Now, sometimes she'll also say Chrono, surrounded by epitaphs. Now let's enjoy the destruction of the Magic Kingdom seal. Excuse me. And I hope you bought everything you needed to buy there. There's no going back now. But that's also why I like to have that save at the very top, just in case I realize, oh, I had to do this. And even when I only had 3 saves spots, I would dedicate one save to keeping that separate. All I know, she got attached to Chrono very, very quickly. Right at the beginning of the game. Now, I like to bring Frog with me for this part. Alright, now you'll see me wait around a bit here. I'm waiting for this guy to move so we can get that magic tab behind him. And he does it randomly. Sometimes I've had him do it the very first time I've come in, just by standing out of the way. And sometimes it's just before the end of the game. I figure it's time to get Dalton out of the way. And what kind of fool falls for that? There's 3 of you, at least 2 keep an eye on him. Now to move on, you have to go up these steps, or ladder, to identify where we're at. I honestly didn't bother with the spying through the vents except at one point to further the story. You know, figure out where I was at sometimes. You were not ready for that. And because of it being so dark, it is very hard to see, even in the original one, HD. But the first person whose equipment we'll get back is Meryl. So from this point on, she's the only one that can fight. The next person's equipment we'll get will be frogs. And they use magic in that situation because they're just way too close. Here's our money. We actually had a good bit of money after taking on the Ocean Palace. There's our jail cell. There's Frog's equipment. And unfortunately, Lucia's equipment is not near any ladder. Like I said, the biggest reason I use magic is it's just easier. And unfortunately, the silver stud's still on chrono. I forgot I still only have one. I believe this is our items. Oh no, that was Lucia's equipment. The other one is frogs. Sometimes they do switch those up. And there's frogs. So all that we have left are our inventory items. Once we get all of our stuff back, we'll be able to move on to the bosses. Now this is the one you really need to watch. Because we see him modifying the epoch to have wings. So once we beat him, we really will be able to go anywhere. That's our jail cell. And this is a good chance to heal up if we want. Now there's not too many areas in this next section. One of them is where our items are stored, and the other one leads to the wing. There's our items and the wing. Once we get our items back, we can go up to the wing any time, but I've finished exploring the Blackbird and heal up. It's weird, I could walk right past them the last time. There's nothing here. And it's just way back up here. And I use it to go back to the jail cell to heal up and save before the boss battle. Alright, now we get to go out on the wings. Now, just like some of the other battles we've had, this is the technological version of those rocks we've been facing, where they drop a lot of XP and TP. As long as we can kill them before they self-destruct. And just like most of those, they don't regenerate. Now I do clear them all off, because as you've seen, we get lucky sometimes and can take one out. You definitely don't want two at once. So mess around a little bit just to wait for them to separate enough that they don't trigger together. Double checking to make sure I got them all. And now it's time for the first of the two bosses. You need to take this guy out first. And I hate to say, this is one of the most ridiculous boss fights in the game. He counts down. He lets you hit him with everything you've got. He's not strong or weak to anything. Beating him starts the next part. Like I said, he just restarted counting again. Like he forgot what he was doing. I used one of my hard to get high ethers, because we do go directly into the next boss battle after this. Yeah, just from the comments alone shows just how ridiculous this boss battle is. He doesn't even bother to fight back. And now Epoch got wings. all this to fight this guy one last time. And to be able to ultimately move through any time or space in the game. And the girls, I believe, are still equipped with their ruby vests. But I'm not 100% on that. I might have put back on the best armor of the game at this point. But it took, what, 3 hits? And we're done. And I don't think we ever see him again. Now we just follow the prompts and finish out the story. Alright. Now, take a minute to see if he moves. I did buy some things off of him real quick. Here's the woman with the plant. Here's our purple kitten that was following the boy around. And he does have some good items. Until you start doing the side quests later on. Now here's our choice. We can have him as our 7th party member. And he gets some interesting endings, and according to everything I've read, that you need him for the new ending that they added when they remastered this, that supposedly connects it to Chrono Cross. But I haven't seen the ending yet, so I don't know. Because I guess you can only get it in New Game Plus. And after you go through a bunch of convoluted things. So now we get to see where all the gurus ended. And we find out the little boy became Magnus. Now, we can fight him and kill him. And he's out of the game until the next playthrough. Or we choose not to fight and walk away. And I'll be honest, I'd rather I keep him. And whether you beat him or not, choose to fight him or not, he does tell you about the Guru of Times. That I do remember from the one time I tried it on the SEN, on the SNES. Give him one more shot before moving on. And he hasn't moved. Oh, we'll go see the Guru of Time here shortly. And as soon as we get on the epoch to go anywhere, the ocean comes back as the Black Omen. Which is listed as one of the side quests you can complete. Now this was added, and this is for that 13th ending they've added. Bonus dungeons. I forgot I tried it one last time before I moved on to finish with Jasper. faintly playing in the background is the opening credits music. Now walk away, and he'll give you the time egg, or the chrono trigger. From which the game is named. Now we gotta go talk to Balthazar about what we need to trigger the chrono trigger. And we'll be gathering all of that up and hitting a few other places. In the next episode. But for now, let's see what he says we need. Also hidden here is another magic tab. And we'll very shortly be ending the video, I believe. But in the present is where we can get the doll. If we didn't beat the minigame to get the doll when we had Chrono, you can take Meryl and beat the game, and either way you'll still get this little speech about picking up the doll. For some reason I was thinking it was in the next episode though. Now, in that short window that I just had of picking up the doll, is the chance for another ending. And this version does record every ending you open up, but you have to do it before he executes the program. I think you gotta do it before you get the doll. I'd have to double check that. and be nice and shut him off. Because that's all he'll ever ask you to do after this. And now, we'll thank you for watching.